Good morning. So, I decided that I wanted to talk to you guys this morning about this subject. I had something on my mind last night, but I probably will talk to you guys about it in my next video. So, I'm just going to say, so I was just talking to one of my coworkers, and I looked at him, and it was like something that I noticed about him that I remember that I liked about a guy that I really didn't, I really hadn't been noticing before, but it's something that I've always known about myself that I like. So, when you're talking to someone, they're supposed to reassure you that, you know, don't be afraid. I'm sorry you feel this way right now, but it's not always going to be like this. It's going to be okay. Don't worry. His smile was so calming and made me feel like everything was going to be okay regardless. Nothing is wrong with me, but it was just very a reassuring look that he just gave me. And I remember that I like that about, you know, about a relationship. I like that about a person when they can tell you, hey, it's gonna be okay. I know right now it seems like it's difficult, but just give it some more time. You know, um, a lot of times when you're freaking out about something, things always work out, but you don't want anybody to underestimate what you're dealing with when you're dealing with it because, to them it may not be a big deal, but to you, that's all that you see right there in front of you is that, oh, well, it's chaos. This is kind of like somebody committed a crime and all the fingerprints point to you, but you didn't do it. And everybody keeps saying, you're going to jail, you're going to jail, but you know you hadn't done anything. So it's a reassuring thing that's saying, God is still with you. Don't worry, it's going to be okay. Don't cry, it's okay. When you're dating somebody or you dealing with someone, you want to make sure that all the thoughts that you have, you want to share it with them and not someone else. You can share it with anybody who you want to share it with, but you don't want to share it with anyone. You want to share it with that person who you care about, that person who you love, that person who has your best interest at heart, that person who's going to reassure you and tell you it's going to be fine. It's okay. Don't worry. I have your back if anything goes wrong. All you want to know is that someone is there with you. Someone is you. You don't have to deal with it alone. You don't get into relationships to deal with things on your own alone. And you can deal with anything you want to deal with because you have the capacity to do that. God has given you that will to do it. However, you don't want to do it alone. You don't want to do it without that person. And that's what will stick with me. So, hold on. I love when people come in with a good attitude. So, my coworker just told me I look 21. I was like, sis, don't boost up my head. Don't boost my head up. Anyways, so yeah, that's what's supposed to happen in a relationship. So I remember one time when I was in my early 20s, and my boss was the owner. He used to say, so he came in one day randomly. He did that sometimes. It was not very often, but when he did come in, he worked. But anyways, so he was sitting there, he was standing there doing something, and I told him, "Oh, you got a phone call," and he was like, "Okay." So, and I waited for a few minutes, and I waited. He never went to the phone, and so I told him, "Well, if you want me to, I can take over what you're doing, so you can go get the phone." And he says, I don't rush for anybody, but my wife." And that stuck with me like my entire, and I was like, I want somebody to feel that way about me. I don't care. Like, I don't, he said, I don't rush for anybody but my wife. Here it is. He's standing in the middle of his business where he really thought everything was important and everything was dependent on him and his money and his attitude and what he did. But yet he was not in any type of hurry to get up and do anything for anyone except for his wife. I thought that was such a beautiful thing for him to say. So, anyways, yeah, I'm happy. I'm really, really happy. But I just wanted to say to reassure the people who you deal with. It doesn't matter if you feel like if you can't deal with how they are, then maybe they're not the person for you. Sometimes people people's feelings could be very overwhelming, but that's how they feel right now. You can't tell someone not to feel a certain way. That's their feelings, and if you find that it's too much for you, then maybe you should talk to them in a way that just explains to them, like, hey, listen, I'm dealing with something right now. I'm not going to be able to deal and juggle with you and me going back and forth. If you do that, just be honest about it, because dealing with other people's emotions can be very heavy, especially if they never have anything good to say. But, when somebody's going through something, you should try your best to be there for them no matter what, because depression is real, heartbreak and hurt is real. All those things is real on top of all the stuff you have to deal with relationships, and sometimes it just doesn't work out, you know. So those things can be harmful and very detrimental to a person if you have that one extra person who's supposed to be there for you, and they don't even reassure you that, hey, you look nice today, or you're doing great, or I want to help you with this, or how can I be of service to you, and making somebody laugh, and being happy, around them, being that extra, comfort that they need to, bounce back and say, you know what, I am okay because I have some support. If you don't ever have support, it makes you feel even worse, because you're like, man, I feel this way, I'm down, and I still don't have anybody who I can talk to about what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And it's all this other stuff as well. But making people laugh, making people feel like they're a part of this world and feel like they have a place is very important. You never know what makes people feel like they don't have a place. Checking on somebody mentally, physically, and emotionally. Have they eaten today? Are they exercising correctly? I mean, what are they doing to keep their mind clear and their heart clear? Are you reassuring them? Are you saying, hey, I have something, for you. This might not be much, but here's a cup of Coke, or, here's breakfast, or let me drive you today, instead of anything. You don't know what a person needs for them to, be able to function correctly. So, maybe they didn't sleep well. Maybe something happened. And sometimes people just don't sleep well frequently. And that's not anybody's fault. You sleep when you sleep, So you just want to make sure you're reassuring that person that, everything's going to be okay. I'm sorry you had a rough day at work. Did you eat today? Did you drink any water? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you making sure you're okay? Do you need anything from me? Is there anything I can do? Or you can stay away from that person. If you know that a person has this, sometimes they need space. And so all of those things is necessary, especially if you have family who needs a lot, and people around you who needs a lot, and then sometimes you neglect that time that you need for yourself to figure it out, and you just overwhelm yourself because you made too many promises to other people, and you don't have that promise to give until you actually learn how to deal with those things. Excuse me, you're obviously going to always promise that part of yourself to someone else until you realize, you know what, I'm important too. I have to figure out my own stuff, because if I don't, I won't be able to help anyone else, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to reassure people who are around you. Don't forget to reassure people who are important to you, whether they're in a relationship with you or not. You might have to reassure your parents, because let's be honest, when your parents may not have had the same opportunity that you have now. They may not have known how to deal with their emotions, and as a parent, if you know that you have neglected that part of your life, or you have been deprived of that part of your life, make sure that you acknowledge that, and admit when you're wrong. Sometimes you have to admit when you're wrong. Yeah, but I hope you guys have a great day. It's been so great to talk to you guys this morning. I'm at work right now, so I'm going to just get back to work, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh yeah, I got some new subscribers, so thank you guys so much for subscribing, and bring some more people in. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. If you guys have anything to say, comment down below in the comment section. Kind of keep it positive. I respond back to you guys. Just no negativity, please. But I will see you guys later.